Hello and welcome to this week's video. I've gone a bit arty. Been using a green screen which has taken hours. I've wasted so much time playing with it, but because I'd done it I thought I'd better use it, although you may never see it again. But welcome to this week's video from Stuart Farini Wood Turning. Before I go any further, I really have to thank everyone who subscribed. Look at that, 702 subscribers up here. Oh, wrong way, there. Wonderful, thank you. If you're new here, click the subscribe button. That would be wonderful as well. I love getting comments as well and happily answer them. So if you do have any queries about what I've done or why I've done something in a particular way, please get in touch. That thank you aside, I need to thank Terry at Chestnut Products for mentioning me in the cut and polish spraying you and white spirit stain newsletter. Thank you, Terry, for putting in a tip of mine and including a link to my site. And if you're here for the first time because of that link, then double thank yous, Terry, and thanks for the support you've given me this year as well. Next we have Martin Saban-Smith, I suppose a rival, but water-based colours from Martin and spirit-based stains from Chestnut Products, so they're different products. I'm going to use them on this little ash bowl in a moment, but Martin sent me some of the samples and some Danish oil, so I'll be trying those out today. We found, chatting on Facebook, that we went to the same school, though he's a bit younger than me, so we weren't there at the same time. But I hope I do these colours justice, Martin. So what is today's project? Well, today's project is this little ash bowl, rough turned in May 2016, so it's been hanging around quite a while. It has gone a little oval, I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's just going to be a little snack bowl, a small gift for my daughter. It's her birthday tomorrow, 25th, so I was going to try and incorporate some silver, although given that the paint is acrylic, water-based, and that the colours that Martin produces are also water-based, it might go a bit sludgy, so we'll have to see what happens. A sensible person might try it first, so I might be sensible, who knows. The inside I'm going to leave natural and just finish it with some liquid paraffin. Food safe finish, doesn't give a great shine, but it's going to be used for eating crisps and sweets or chocolate covered almonds, not giving anything away. So it'll be kept plain in the inside. So beautiful on the outside, tasty on the inside. A bit like me? Probably not. Nah. Anyway, enjoy the video. Right, so the foot that was left on this bowl was actually good enough for me just to put it in the chuck jaws. I'm using O'Donnell 50mm jaws. I'm just going to turn a recess in here, which I can then reverse mount it and finish off the back, reshape it, get it back into true, put another foot on the bottom, and then try the stains out. So looking forward to that. Okay, so going to start with a little bit of silver acrylic paint. Usual method you've seen me use before, jam pot lid. This is dry, the paint from here before, and a bit of metallic silver. Okay, so I've just folded up a piece of green screen material, offcut actually, using it up. Has a little bit of texture on it, and I want to just have this dotted around underneath the stain, just coming through a little bit to have a little bit of something metallic-y, shiny going on underneath the stains. I want to dry it off, so just a bit of patting. What's happened under there? Okay, so here's my little set of intrinsic colours. I'm going to use midnight blue, stone blue, forest green, and then maybe honey over the top of everything. This was how I got into colouring, with a little sample set of the chestnut stains. It's a very good way of seeing if you like it without having to put a huge outlay, because you get all the colours. Bottom I'm just going to wipe on. Okay, going to leave that to dry. There are some parts where there's less of the stone blue that I've put on, and that's where I'll concentrate with the next colour, which would be the forest green. Definitely get a sense of the silver acrylic still coming through. There's definitely a sort of metallic sheen going on, and the green mixing with the blue I think gives a nice patina of some sort of old metal-y effect. Okay, now down the bottom there are still a few bits of bare wood showing around this foot, which at the moment I'm intending, shock horror, I'm intending to keep. I can see, looking from a particular angle, there's a bit of loose, or a bit of very open grain there that's soaking in the stain a bit more. Okay, so that's had a chance to dry now. Fresh bit of paper roll. Now I'm going to start with this round the bottom first, just to see what it's like, because that's going to be the darkest part when the bowl is down anyway. Just a little cautious, I suppose, about not wanting to lose the variety of shade that I've got, but I think this is going to actually be a nice addition. Yeah, that's looking nice. Just working it into that end grain part. I'm not going to use it everywhere. I think the end grain is a good place, because that's where I've had most of the colour soaking in. Okay. I don't think that needs any more, he says, putting more on. Now I did read that putting on honey can give things a nice glow, but I'm going to leave that quite a good 5-10 minutes just to dry off, and then I'll come back again. I'll start with the honey just down here, just to see what it's like. Right, so here's a little bit of the honey. It does lighten, but I'm just going to apply it sparingly on some of the lighter parts, because I think it is lifting the colour a little. I think with this kind of colouring effect, it really is just keep going, trying things, seeing what you like. It's not the same as just putting a wash of colour on. It gives quite a different effect. I think actually that's enough, and then I'm going to finish off with the stone blue, the one I started with. Okay, well, so far so good, I think. The colours have gone on very nicely. They do take a little bit longer than the spirit stain to dry, but I think they're mixed nicely together. While it's drying off, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. Okay, and then we're back to dare I put Danish oil over the top? I mean, that is what Martin recommends. I think I might try it on a bit of other wood first. Now, having read the instructions, I've got a bit of a dilemma. I haven't got time to put the Danish oil on, so I'm going to seal it with some spray-on acrylic sanding sealer, and build up a bit of finish with that, and then finish off with some acrylic lacquer, which dries very quickly. So let's get on with that. Right, leave that to dry. Okay, it's had a quick go with some burnishing cream over the lacquer, and some microcrystalline wax just been put on, and a bit of cloth to polish it up. I prefer to polish the microcrystalline wax with the lathe stationary. I found I can sometimes get lines running in it. Maybe I'm putting too much on, or I'm spinning it too fast. But this works for me. It's quite nice to do something a bit more manual, work up a bit of heat in this cold weather. And that really has come out very nicely. The silver really adds a shine behind everything. The lacquer is a nice finish on top of the stains. And the stains, I'm pleased with how they've worked. Okay, this is the finish I'm using inside. Liquid paraffin. Totally food safe. Keeps you regular. Perfect finish for a food bowl. Putting a bit extra in the end grain. Right, give that a few moments to sink in, then I'll just burnish it. Finished. Let's see how the foot survived. Yeah, no real damage there. Good. And still 5 hours before her birthday. There. And here it is, completed. A bit smaller than I'd expected it to be, but I lost about an inch in height, I reckon, because of the split that was in it. But it does fit nicely in the hand. And the little foot gives you something to curl your fingers against. Gives you a very good grip. That's what the foot's for, isn't it? Gripping. The still images, I hope, are showing you a bit more detail of the colouring. It came out very nicely. I was pleased with those new stains, or intrinsic colours. Spirit stains, intrinsic colours. It's a combination of both companies' products, because I've used Chestnut acrylic lacquer on it. I didn't give myself enough time to try out the Danish oil, so that'll be next time. Okay, if you haven't subscribed, it'd be great if you could. If you want to leave a comment or have a question, leave it below and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.